teleconference pursuant to Section 2541-5 of the Mississippi Code. An audio recording is being made of this meeting, and the minutes of this meeting will be recorded. Dr. Carrie Wright is present at South Point Building, 500 Clinton Drive in Clinton, Mississippi, 39056. I believe we have a quorum, but as I call your names, if you would answer present here or however you'd like to do that. Ms. Altman. Here. Mr. Bailey. Present. Ms. Baumgardner.
I'm here at 23450 Toledo Beach Boulevard, Orange Beach.
Thank you. Dr. Dean. Dr. Dean.
Hey, I'm here at the Tampa Convention Center, and I have no idea what to address this.
All right. Dr. Elam. Mr. Franklin.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
And Mr. McClellan.
Here.
A quorum of the board is present at the location stated for the purposes of conducting a meeting through via teleconference means. The May 24th special call meeting is now called to order. Since this is a teleconference meeting, please identify yourselves when asking questions, making comments, or making motions. Are there any additions or deletion to the agenda? If not, the chair will accept a motion to use this as our working agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Ms. Altman. We're voting. Sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Bailey. Ms. Baumgardner.
Aye.
Dr. Dean.
Aye.
Dr. Elam.
Aye.
Mr. Franklin.
Aye.
Mr. Jones. And Mr. McClellan.
Aye.
The motion passes. We now hear a report from the superintendent.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Carrie Wright.
Thank you. I felt it would be important in light of today's conversation to provide some background information to the board and to the public. So I've asked Joseph Runnels, who is one of the Attorney Generals that works for MDE, to give you a brief overview and history of Title IX. This is for your information only. It is not intended to persuade in any way, but I feel that it would be helpful information for you to have as you have this topic being discussed. So I'm going to yield my time to Mr. Runnels. Mr. Runnels.
Thank you. MDE Legal Counsel have been requested to provide some background information on Title IX and the recent joint guidance document issued by the U.S. Department of Justice and the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. Please note that this presentation does not reflect the views or opinions of the Mississippi Attorney General, the State Department of Education, or the State Board of Education. Congress has enacted a number of laws to prohibit discrimination. For instance, Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, and national origin. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 prohibits discrimination based on disability. The Age Discrimination Act of 1975 prohibits discrimination based on age, and Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 prohibits discrimination based on sex. Each of these laws, at one time or another, have received interpretations via the federal agencies that administer these laws and further review and interpretation by the federal courts. Court interpretations are sometimes welcomed by Congress and sometimes not. For example, after a series of 8 or 9 Supreme Court decisions interpreting and narrowing the scope of the referenced laws, Congress felt compelled to enact the Civil Rights Restoration Act of 1987. That act states in Section 2 that the Congress finds that certain aspects of recent decisions and opinions of the Supreme Court have unduly narrowed or cast doubt upon the broad application of Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, the Age Discrimination Act of 1975, and Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and legislative action is necessary to restore the prior consistent and long-standing executive branch interpretation and broad institution-wide application of those laws as previously administered. Turning specifically to Title IX, it is just one part of the Education Amendments of 1972 that was signed into law by President Richard Nixon. Basically, Title IX prohibits sex discrimination in any federally funded education program or activity. Periodically, the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights has issued guidance documents on the interpretation of Title IX. On April 4th, 2011, the Office for Civil Rights issued a Dear Colleague letter regarding student-on-student sexual harassment and sexual violence. 3 years later, in April 2014, the Office for Civil Rights supplemented the 2011 Dear Colleague letter by issuing another significant guidance document on Title IX and sexual violence. The Office for Civil Rights stated that although this document and the Dear Colleague letter from April 2011 focus on sexual violence, the legal principles generally also apply to other forms of sexual harassment. The 2014 supplement presents information through a series of questions and answers. One of these questions is, does Title IX protect all students from sexual violence? The short answer, yes, including straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender students, students with and without disabilities, and students of different races and national origins. The Dear Colleague letter goes on to provide the Title IX sex discrimination prohibition extends to claims of discrimination based on gender identity or failure to conform to stereotypical notions of masculinity or femininity, and the Office for Civil Rights accepts such complaints for investigation. Similarly, the actual or perceived sexual orientation or gender identity of the parties does not change a school's obligations. Most recently, on May 13, 2016, the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division and the Office for Civil Rights issued a joint significance guidance letter or document entitled Dear Colleague Letter on Transgender Students. The Dear Colleague letter provides, in part, this guidance does not add requirements to applicable law, but provides information and examples to inform recipients about how the departments evaluate whether covered entities are complying with their legal obligations. The May 13th Dear Colleague letter addresses compliance with Title IX and states, as a condition of receiving federal funds, a school agrees that it will not exclude, separate, deny benefits to, or otherwise treat differently on the basis of sex any person in its educational programs or activities unless expressly authorized to do so under Title IX or its implementing regulations. The departments treat a student's gender identity as the student's sex for purposes of Title IX and its implementing regulations. This means that a school must not treat a transgender student differently from the way it treats other students of the same gender identity. The department's interpretation is consistent with courts and other agencies' interpretations of federal laws prohibiting sex discrimination. In support of that last sentence, the Dear Colleague letter cites several court decisions, including the April 19, 2016 decision of the U.S. Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals in a case originating in Virginia titled Gigi versus Gloucester County School Board. The Gloucester County School Board case is the most prominent and recent court case addressing issues involving a transgender student named Gavin. As described in the opinion by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, Gavin is a transgender boy now in his junior year at Gloucester High School. Gavin's birth-assigned sex or biological sex is female, but Gavin's gender identity is male. Since the end of his freshman year, Gavin has undergone hormone therapy and has legally changed his name. Gavin lives all aspects of his life as a boy. Gavin has not, however, had sex reassignment surgery. The district court, the lower court, declined to afford deference to the Department of Education's interpretation of the regulations at issue. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals disagreed and determined that the Department of Education's interpretation was entitled to deference. The Fourth Circuit Court reversed the district court and remanded on the issue of a preliminary injunction. This case is presently awaiting the decision on the school district's request for reconsideration by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. And the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals is correct. The interpretation of Title IX by the Department of Justice and the Department of Education is entitled to deference by the federal courts. Regardless of what happens in the Fourth Circuit, this case will head to the U.S. Supreme Court. Numerous states, including Mississippi, signed off on an amicus brief supporting the school district. Other national organizations are supporting the students. MDE Legal Department can discuss potential enforcement actions that could be brought against the MDE and or local school districts and responses thereto.
This is an appropriate time to ask any questions of Joseph that you might have concerning the document. Again, I will reiterate what he said at the beginning, that the document itself was not meant to persuade anyone, but to provide you with an overview of what's going on around the
I'll ask one about the appeal.
Yes, sir.
Regardless of what happens in the Fourth Circuit, this case will head to the U.S. Supreme Court. Numerous states, including Mississippi, signed off on an amicus brief supporting the school district. Other national organizations are supporting the student.
So we say,
The state of Mississippi signed an amicus brief in support of the school district.
The Attorney General did, is that?
Yes.
Oh.
Any other questions for Joseph? Mr. Jones, what do I hear concerning an executive session?
Mr. Chairman, I move the board consider making a closed determination of the need to go into executive session.
You've heard the motion. Is there a second to the motion? Second. Ms. Altman, all in favor? Ms. Altman?
Aye.
Mr. Bailey? Ms. Baumgardner?
Aye.
Dr. Dean?
Aye.
Dr. Elam?
Aye.
Mr. Franklin? Mr. Jones? And Mr. McClellan? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Dr. Wright, can you tell us who you want in the room?
Yeah, the leadership team needs to stay, and the legal team needs to stay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you would pick up everything that you brought in with you, including all electronic devices, any kind of plans, notepads, anything that you need to get out. Everybody but the leadership team needs to stay, and the legal team. If you're not a part of that, you need to exit this door as soon as you arrive.
Then we'll come back out.
potential litigation, of course.
Try to go get with the governor.
We couldn't get up here.
Executive session.
Okay, so I'm gonna, hang on, I'm trying to brief this for y'all as quick as I can. They just basically kicked us out. They called for an executive session from what I'm understanding. And they're gonna talk to legal about what's going on and everything. And then from there, after they do that, they talk about it and they discuss and decide whatever they're gonna do. Then they're supposed to be opening the doors back up for the public to come back in. So until then, everybody's standing around. So I guess I'll live feed again. I'll let you get a screenshot of people that are here. I'm screening it for everybody.
So we can't go back there at all? Well, didn't they invite everybody?
Yeah, they did.
I just got her.
Tell that woman don't be talking like that.
This is where your federal and state education dollars are going, by the way, in case you were wondering. This is I guess the state Taj Mahal. And they wonder why MAEP is not fully funded. This would be why. Our legislators are not here. I don't see one legislator or representative. Not one. But y'all should really see this building. My God. That is the plan. They're supposed to be hearing complaints as soon as they finish whatever this business is they're doing, which hopefully is not some ignorant loophole. Their security we all had to go to. You tell me and we'll all know. Even media had to vacate. It cost a good bit of money, I'm not sure. They went through motions. They said that Title IX was, he put transgender in there. Title IX does not have transgender in there. It's about sex, male or female. I don't care how anybody identifies, yeah. So basically legal just did a recap of what it was and said this is how they interpreted it and blah, blah, blah. And allegedly, your Attorney General signed off on this as well, just so everybody's aware. So Jim Hood is not blameless in this whatsoever and very much knows what's happened and is supporting Gloucester School District. I'm streaming it live. Because it's wrong. I mean, it is wrong. It's just wrong. Wonder what fun's taking place while we're out here. You see this building?
I know. This was one building. Bernie Evers.
I mean, you invite people to a meeting and then you kick them out. Kind of crazy.
Prospective litigation regarding Title IX federal guidance and to protect the confidential nature of students' personally identifiable information and or education records in accordance with federal law and Mississippi Code Section 2541(7) for A, B, and K.
And your name?
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm probably going to log off in just a minute and try to figure out what's going on. I'll live stream again as soon as I figure out where we're at. Everybody's standing around, even media, trying to figure out everything. I mean, you got your media over here. Y'all all know him.
I can understand.
Well, somehow they're going to have to hear us, so I guess we finna punt. just ridiculous, but it's about to get really ridiculous.
Show what you do when you don't get no candy. Oh.
They're not. People that's here.
There wasn't enough room where it says there was.
Well, and I've had several people who sit with me.
Yeah, it appears that they don't think that we have the same rights. Can you believe, James, they almost took away my right to stream this? That would not have been a smart decision. Yeah, Mike Clark's here. What?
I think he was in black. Beside the guy from They came in and made a mistake and basically said,
Here's some more of your building that your tax dollars go to instead of your teachers and your children in your classrooms. And it just keeps going. We're on the 4th floor. That's an excellent question, Kelly, which I fully intend to hope that fellow patriots will ask them as well as I will. They should be here. By the way, just so everybody's clear, Title IX does not have anything to do with transgenderism. It is clearly sex. It is not how you identify, male or female. It's really quite easy. And actually, in that one, it doesn't say anything about the restrooms. It is actually related to sex in general. There's Carol. Hi, Carol. There's Robert. Bunch of patriots. Janet Spears. Another patriot. Hello. Victoria Clark. Sweet little baby.
Man, I wish I'd had a little video.
Mike Clark.
I wish I'd had a little mic clip under one of those seats there. If I knew that to run us out, I'd have ran up there with a bug.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. The offices are pretty vacant. So do you know what happens after this?
They go back into open session.
It goes back into an open. Will they explain what happens during the executive?
If they take any votes, they have to explain those votes.
Thank you.
Any votes that they have to do in open session.
Thank you so much.
They're voting on this?
No, if they do any votes, they have to do a vote in the open session, is what I was just told. Whatever they're doing in the executive session right now, they'll have to explain whenever they come back into an open general session, which is where we're all allowed to be back, admitted back in, I reckon. So. Just so everybody's aware, Carrie Wright is not very happy to see me. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'll be telling her hello. I may say a few things, but it won't be hello.
Just to let you know.
No, we have not had a chance to say anything yet. But they did say at the beginning of the meeting that when we got ready to speak, we had to state our name and then our question. It appears Mike Clark may have said something to Carrie Wright.
She said, oh, what a cute kid. No, don't.
Never mind. No interview live. Hold on. What'd she say? What'd you say? She's not going to say she don't want to be on it.
That's better.
What'd you tell her?
She said, oh, what a cute baby.
Yeah.
I said, her daddy's not that cute and don't speak to my kids again.
Ooh, okay then. Well.
And she just kind of looked at me, didn't she?
Yeah, she's not real happy. She told him that his little girl was cute, and he said not to speak to his little girl again, and that he wasn't cute. Funny, James. No, I probably won't need an introduction. It appears they know me. And from legislation session, I know that Carrie Wright knows me. Yeah, I'm live streaming. I've never done it before, so. Is it coming through okay? Everything? Can y'all hear pretty good? I'm sorry that legal was so quiet. I think they were trying to whisper. Oh, Karen, I plan on it. Yes, Teresa, he did say that to Carrie Wright. I had a really good list going, like with 7 questions already. I was just going to say my name once and then just hit them back to back. Absolutely. I feel like we the people deserve to know what's going on at this Taj Mahal times 10. Too much is hidden.
We need to get information. You must really love your daddy.
I don't know what they're talking about, but it's a long executive session. Maybe they're trying to really figure out what Title IX means. Uh-oh. Another reporter with a camera. This ought to get good. You know, Teresa, that is my question. That's actually one of my questions. I have no idea what is keeping them from doing that, because she did break the law. And get this, she made the announcement and said what she said about everything before she ever consulted the school board. So they absolutely had no idea at the time she released that all school districts in the state of Mississippi would be abiding by this whatever edict handed down by POTUS. Oh, she came from the D.C. area, from what I know. He's setting up a camera. Why he setting it up out here? I can record him too. Oh, at least I do plan on asking about that. I plan to ask the school board what their opinion is if this many people in the state of Mississippi, including legislators and representatives, want her removed. Why are we still here? They're typing, and I can, when they type, I can see it. Oh, they can record me. I'm recording them. Don't matter. They are recording the meeting. I hope they like zoom in closely because they're going to want to hear it. I'm not going to whisper. Y'all should see this building from the outside. It's ridiculous. Makes me so mad for teachers who cannot get funding. Oh yeah, we could bring that up. Could bring that up. We could bring up the Common Core kickbacks or DC connection kickbacks. I got my papers. Depends on how far her and legal want to go. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Elisa. No, you'll have to raise your hand from what I understand, and when they call on you, that might be the interesting part. When they call on you, then you have to state your name and ask your questions. Oh, I know that, William. That's why I'm live streaming, so that the public can actually see the truth and not the media lies. Yeah, Karen, there's a lot of districts being cut left and right, but if you could look at the whole thing of this building, it's ridiculous that that's even happening. Oh yeah, this is definitely a prime example of federal and government overreach.
Rita Anderson. RITA-ANDERSON.
Rita, I guess you're in executive session. What are you expecting? What do you want to hear from the board? A definitive answer that you're going to make a decision one way or another on the federal issue related to transgender basketball?
At the very least, I'd like to hear the board say that they are not taking any hard and fast decision just yet. I think it's important for this board to take their leadership from our governor, our lieutenant governor, and our speaker. These are the elected officials of the people. The schools belong to the people. They do not belong to the courts, the federal government, or the Board of Education. And the people need to have a voice in these issues. It's our children. It's their future. It's their safety and well-being every day in school. So those are the things that we want to say.
What do you say to people who say, we do have a division of power? It's not the governor's job, it's not the speaker's job to run the public system.
No, it certainly isn't. But they are the voice of the people. It's our schools because it's our children. It's our families. And what goes on in those schools affects our children and their well-being and our families.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. And so to the extent that these men and women are our elected leaders, they're our voice in these matters. So that's why it's important.
And you say you have kids, grandkids,
I do, yes.
What concerns you most about the idea of transgender bathrooms, transgender students? You see a transgender boy wanting to use the same bathroom as a girl?
There's so much controversy that goes on in schools these days. Even without that being an issue, bullying is a really big deal. And I have a friend whose granddaughter has been bullied recently. She's an 11-year-old, physically attacked, psychologically abused, emotionally abused. And those things go on even without the complication of these transgender, bisexual, LGBT issues. You introduce those things into the equation, and it only makes it worse. My heart breaks to think of the pressures that children have in school these days. It is so sad.
How does it, you talk about bullying, a lot of people on the other side of this issue say, well, those are the kids who's getting it. Can you see it that way?
Not really. I don't necessarily see it that way. I think that if children are brought up in their homes and families with the right values, taught to love their neighbor as certainly they should be, then they're not going to be involved in that. They just want to have a peaceful, calm, productive day at school.
Do you mean the trans kids being bullied or the kids bullying them? Loving thy neighbor?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
I'm sorry, because he asked about maybe trans kids could be the ones who are being bullied. And so are you saying that if kids are raised properly, then they wouldn't be doing the bullying at all?
Yeah, I'm saying that bullying happens period. Right. Even without this issue of transgender children, you know, I think it happens anyway. And, you know, to further complicate it with these issues, our children get so confused, they just don't know what to do. And there's so much.
Hang on, y'all.
I just like to see that not happen to them.
Well, if you teach them to love their neighbor, then would they not bully?
Oh, I don't think they would. Yeah, I don't think they would. But what I'm saying is there are children who are already bullying other children, even though that's not a factor in the bullying. Right. So you just add that element to it, it could make it worse. But that's speculation.
What was your name?
Rita Anderson.
Could you spell it for me?
RITA ANDERSO.
But keep in mind, when you single people out like this, it puts a target on their back. I mean, it's not just about loving your neighbor. This is a social issue. It goes back to parenting. It goes to all of that. This is not just that. This is about who's going to take responsibility when somebody who wants an afternoon delight in one of our girls' bathrooms decides to rape one of them. Whose liability is that? Who takes liability when the transgender children that may have been using the bathroom all along with all of us and all of our children end up getting hurt because of this? It's not even them. This isn't about it. This is not safe. This is not safe. This is not the values of Mississippi. Everybody tends to think that this is because of the fact that we don't love our neighbor and all of that. And I love that people use scripture, and I'm not picking on you, but y'all love to use scripture left and right. But it's only when it's convenient. You have to read all of it in context. You don't take one scripture out of the word and then go from there. You have to read it all. You have to stand the gaps. You have to stand firm, and you've got to do it right. The problem is this is being shoved down our throats, and what people don't see is the LGBTQIA, whatever, the community that they name it, are being used as pawns. And this is making it much more dangerous for them. This doesn't have to be done. For years they've been using the bathroom with us, guys. That's not the problem. The problem is I take my 3 girls into the bathroom, and a man follows me in and decides he wants to, do something with one of us. Then what? Who takes liability there? Who's there?
What's stopping them from doing that now?
Well, I don't know. I guess the signs and common sense and knowing that in Mississippi we're not going to tolerate that.
But you're talking
but
about
you open the
who's already
doors.
breaking the law, willing to rape somebody. What's the sign?
And what happens whenever you open the law up and there is a loophole that huge? You're going to tell me that hadn't happened? Because it's happened in 3 other states that this has happened in.
Sir, do you have kids?
In Minnesota, they've
That's not an
actually
issue.
had.
You're the ones.
Do you have kids?
So you're at a board of education.
No, do you have
You're at a
kids?
board of education
Do you have
meeting.
kids?
What if
I
say
have
yes or no?
6 kids. If a man goes into the bathroom with my girls, that's good.
My question is,
What is stopping them now? It's boys and girls. If a man goes in that bathroom with a girl, we know the difference.
Now what? Now if you stop a man that... No, seriously,
So this
you're asking the question.
Political
Here's-
bullshit is what y'all trying to push
This
on.
is the problem. You're asking what stops them now. I'll tell you what stops them now. Say you have kids, you won't answer. That's fine. I don't really. It doesn't bother me. I'm just saying. Okay, you don't.
See,
so you can't really identify. But
You can't identify with what we're
Okay.
trying to say. How many kids you got, Sharon?
I've got 5.
I got 6.
So right.
So you don't have a clue what we're talking about.
So if somebody were to follow me into the bathroom that was a grown man right now, okay? I'm not even worried about bisexuals or transgenders, guys. That's not my problem. My problem is this opens a can of worms that you will not be able to close.
So you
and
trying,
the reason
so you
why,
trying to say you want to go in the bathroom with my little girl? Come on, let's do it. I'm gonna show you what I do.
Sir, settle down. I'm just trying to have a discussion.
Do you want to go into the bathroom with my little girl? That is the dang thing. That's why we're here for this bull crap that y'all trying to push on.
Are you transgender?
No, I'm not.
Are you gay?
No, I'm not. Are you?
Excuse me.
Doesn't matter.
Are you gay? Are you
The
gay?
problem, guys, the problem is not who is what. The problem is you asked a provoking
Get your hand off of
question.
me.
You asked a provoking question to get a good story on media. I understand that. We've done this more than once. You know I'm the political.
I know.
My point is, you asked me why. It has nothing to do with the other. It's an agenda. It's an agenda that's being shoved down everyone's throats, and it's dangerous. I'm saying that now, any one of you men that are behind me at the store, if I go in with my 2 girls, 3, and a man follows me in, you know, I would think one of y'all would stand up and go in behind me and see what's going on here. If you hear me scream, are you going to come in? If you hear that? I mean, if you open it up, then what? Then if you follow me in and there's a man behind me, then you're a bigot, right? Then you're a bigot because he identified as a female that day.
How would you know that he was a man if he looks like
Because I am an RN, a registered nurse, as well as I'm just not dumb. And there are some that have been so. That's what I'm telling you. If they're true transgenders, I'm not. You can't tell normally. Half the time you can, but for years this has been going on. It's the point that it has now become a full agenda.
So, I mean,
Do you see transgenders running around asking to use the same bathrooms?
Yes, actually. This
Really?
is
You
their
do?
advocacy issue.
You might want to ask them where they come from. That might come from the BLM movement as well, as to where everybody stands up and says, let's fight this and argue about that. It all goes to an agenda.
I think that your lack of understanding about Black Lives Matter aside, do you understand that transgender women are women, and so if they're in the women,
No, they are not women, ma'am.
Well, if they're women,
They're
in the
not.
administration and you can't tell that they're women, how does it affect you? I mean,
It doesn't. That's my whole point.
Well, then
why
do you
make it a
care?
big deal now? Why put it in our children's education? It's not mattered up until now. Why does it matter? And do not question my intelligence level on BLM. Not a good idea.
I mean,
First
if you'd
of
like to
all.
go further about your intelligence level of BLM.
Actually, I'd like to stay on topic, but you pointed out the fact that how would I know? How would I know?
I mean, you mentioned
How
it
would you know?
first. Because so many reasons, but
No, how would you know? Seriously.
about the Black Lives Matter movement.
No, I'm not talking about BLM. You really don't want me to open that can.
I mean, you started. I mean,
It's
I
an
was just
agenda,
asking.
just like this is an agenda. People have got to wake up and realize what's really going on in
Do
this
you might
country.
understand there might be an agenda for justice, maybe for equal rights for people and civil protections?
No, I don't think so. Do you read the Constitution?
I have before, actually.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
What are the
What's
first?
the 10th
What's the
Amendment?
first thing it says?
Are you? I'm sorry, I don't understand why you feel the need to test me
Because that's what they tramping on our 10th.
about the 10th Amendment. I'm sorry. So, in your interpretation of the 10th Amendment,
No,
how is
I'm
this?
asking you. You,
No, I mean,
you said you read the Constitution. I ain't never read it. So tell me what it says.
you never read it. Then why are you challenging me
So
about?
tell me what it says. I want to know.
No, I'm very interested. You're saying it's from the 10th
tell me.
Amendment. If you don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Then there's no reason for us to. explain
Okay,
it.
this is ridiculous. The point is, let's get back on topic since we want to do this.
Yeah. I just
The
wanna-
point
I wanna-
is, no, there's not a bunch of transgenders running around begging to use the same bathrooms. There's not. And if you find them, go ahead and ask them why they're there. Go ahead and really investigate it. Look and follow money. Always follow the money. Because they're not just volunteering. This is just as dangerous for them as it is for all of us with children. And, I mean, if you're a single lady, I'm just saying it could be dangerous for you.
What's your name, ma'am?
Jeremy K. Bills.
Spell your name.
CHERAMIEKAYYBILLS.
And where do your kids go to school?
Oh, my kids actually homeschool, except for my oldest goes to Florence High School. There you go.
So you don't even have kids in public.
Actually, did you just hear me? Florence High School. My oldest.
So you live in Florence?
I do. I live in Florence, Rankin County.
Tell me, I'm sorry, you spell your name?
And by the way, even if I didn't have kids in public school, I'm still for we the people. So,
I'm not here to be put.
I pay taxes. They don't turn that down.
Should we come in there?
But I do have kids in school.
I'm not here to be putting you stomp all over my
But
Do you see what I'm saying? You don't see them running around. They're not asking for it. As a matter of fact, I have people that I know that are associates, that are friends, that aren't wanting this. They don't want this.
they're
This-
trans. You have trans
Yes,
friends.
yes, I
who
do.
say that they
Or should
don't
they go to the
want.
bathroom?
You know what? That's a great question, isn't it?
I mean,
Have you asked them where they want to go to the bathroom?
They just want to be left alone, not used as pawns into this chess game that's so dangerous for
So,
everyone.
Be left alone because if you're not leaving alone, then do you understand that in some places they're being criminalized actually?
Do you understand that 3 states already in the last 4 months since this began have had people taking pictures of children going to the bathroom? One man tried to touch a little girl. Another man tried to get a child out of the bathroom. Do you understand what's going to happen if that happens here?
Do you understand that in Minnesota for 23 years they've actually had this directive in the Minneapolis?
I'm not in Minnesota. If I wanted to live there, I'd move there.
What I'm saying is the police department in Minneapolis said this was a negligible issue.
It's not negligible.
But they haven't had sexual assaults based upon transgender inclusive.
That's my point. Are you following what I'm saying? Listen one more time. No, it's really hard. I'll say it again for you. The trans are not my concern. Do you understand? My concern is opening the door and the gateway for everything else to fall in. It's all an agenda. It's all being shoved down our throats without us getting a say in anything. You're talking about children, guys. Children. This is ridiculous. They have no say. I mean, I'm sorry. This is just mine. I have 5, so I get to weigh in, and I want to. If my 7-year-old walked up to me today and said, I think I'm a girl, I'd say, yeah, I think we need to talk about this, because you need to look at where it comes from. But it's not them. You want to know 9 times out of 10 who's being bullied? It's not transgenders. It's not homosexuals. It's normal kids. I dealt with Rankin County School District for 3 years because my child was being bullied, to the point that on a bus I had to finally take her out of school, which whoever asked me about homeschooling and didn't think I had to say in this, media person, I do. Because I had to take her out and homeschool her because they threatened to bring their mom and dad's gun from home and blow her brains out. Why? Because she made straight A's. Did anyone do anything? No. 0 tolerance policy at Rankin County School District, except for we didn't follow it.
Do you know anyone with transgender children?
I surely don't. I've never even crossed one.
I mean, there's research that says that when you have inclusive bathroom policies for transgender children,
I think we just met one.
That for transgender children, that they do better in school. They feel safer. Do you think that allowing them to have a safer school environment is supposed to hurt the children in their classrooms as well?
You know, I think there's so much more going on that needs to be focused on. There are so many issues at hand, like the constant bullying that's happening to
Well,
all
transgender are
kids.
also constantly bullied.
You know what? I haven't seen any case studies.
Well,
There's not one in the state of Mississippi. Do you know that?
Are you saying that because you don't see any case studies of
I'm
children
not
being
saying
bullied in
that. I'm saying, why don't we
that
deal
they
with
aren't
all the
being
bullying?
bullied?
Why is it just them? Why didn't my child get a special ride to and from school instead of being left on that bus in that danger?
I mean, I'm sorry that happens to you, but
It doesn't matter. I'm not looking for pity.
So
I'm saying
you
there's
are you
not
interested
acceptable.
in justice for transgender children and students?
Ma'am, I'm interested in justice in the right thing. This is not the right thing. This opens a doorway. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, because there's nobody here that's complaining about this. This has just been thrown into a very conservative state that does not share the majority views as this by a federal POTUS that is obviously advancing everything further than what it was. This is not something we've even had a problem with up until recently. Now it's a problem, but it wasn't a problem. Trying to split and divide.
Can you tell us your name again?
CHERAMIE.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, so whose child is transgender? Is that what you were saying, sir?
The what?
You said you just met somebody's child who is transgender?
Middle name K-A-Y.
You for it?
Last name Bills,
That doesn't mean that
B-I-L-L-S.
I'm trans, sir.
You sure? Show me.
That's
That's what it's coming to.
No,
Prove it.
that really
Prove it.
isn't.
Prove me wrong. Pull it out.
It really isn't.
E-R.
Yes, it is.
I don't really think it is.
It
It's
is.
extremely inappropriate.
Do you have kids?
It's
Do you have kids? Yes or no question. Do you have kids? Do you have kids? Yes or no? Do you have kids? Yes or no? Do you have kids? Yes or no?
What you're not understanding
Do you have kids?
is
Yes or no?
inappropriate to ask people
Do you
to
have
do this
kids? Yes or no?
private.
Then don't push it on us where we have to ask.
No one has to
Yes, they are trying to push this bullshit on our kids. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's why we're here. Isn't this the Department of Education? And you're trying to push it on our kids? This ain't a grown-up. They're not grown-ups.
I just don't understand. Like,
You don't understand. I don't understand why they're trying to push it on our kids.
yeah.
Do you? Do you have kids?
I don't
So you can't even answer that question. You can't even answer the
Well,
kid.
everybody wanted to know if we had kids. I just figure it's only fair, you know. And if y'all didn't ask so provoking questions, people would not get so irritated. This is a passionate issue. You want my personal, honest opinion?
Yeah, where's your
I don't make things up. If you want the truth, and if you ask me, I mean, I think it's really easy, and I'm not being ugly, but where you identify. I mean, some days I identify with being rich, but it doesn't mean I go to the bank and I pull out $5,000 because I don't have it. See, because I know I'm not rich.
You don't have, you're not rich.
Exactly. So, but I may identify as being rich. I may identify as being a movie star, but I don't go on screen. Actually, it does, because if you're born with female or male parts, that's kind of where it goes. Don't worry about that.
I got one, 23. I can say, lucky you up to 30.
Wonderful. You want to ask me any questions?
I want her name. Was that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a bit heated. Thank you. Thank y'all. I know you.
I'm Robert Peters from
Robert
Vicksburg.
Peters
My
from
wife,
Vicksburg.
Sandra.
Nice to meet y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, they do that and they provoke and
reporters up here that don't have kids.
well, it's not just that, they just ask the wrong questions.
A lot of them do have children and they don't care.
It's ridiculous. It is. I mean, it's dangerous. And I want to know how many media cameras are going to be there when one of our kids gets hurt, guys. I really hope that there's a lot. I know you didn't ask. I appreciate it. You will be very well noted that you were not like that. Do what?
Were you a Florence native?
I am. I graduated class of 98.
Okay, class in 86.
What's your name?
Jeff Pender.
Nice to meet you, Jeff. Oh, Clary Ledger. Yes, I knew I read your articles. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit older. Not bad. Thank you. Thank you for not asking those questions.
I'm trying to think what class. I have a younger sister, but she's older.
Yeah, I am a native.
With Tate Reeves.
Oh, Tate Reeves. That's funny. That's funny. I know. I have some friends that graduated with him, and they said he was really quiet in school and just real quiet.
That's what my sister said.
Yeah. I know. It's funny because they say they would have never thought that because he was so quiet and just, he's a good guy, just quiet.
Tate Reeves was
Yes,
quiet.
sir. They said he was quiet, shy. And he said, now, if you're around him a lot, he's still quiet. I mean, unless he's speaking about something. He's a quiet man. He's a quiet man.
Y'all just hear his parents?
Yes, sir. Parents and concerned citizens. I mean, my tax dollars go here. And then they opened it up, and part of it is that Carrie didn't even consult the board before she released that. And that was truthfully, it wasn't fair to the board, in my opinion, because they didn't even know. They got sideswiped by it, and just all of a sudden everybody was angry. And plus, your leadership in the state, Governor Bryant, came out and said, no, not to, abide by that, and she went directly against it. So I just think it's opening up a can of worms that's very dangerous. And if people could see it for what it truly is, they would understand it's way bigger than that. It's not about not loving people or loving thy neighbor, as we put one verse out of the Bible. It's much bigger than that. Much.
Common sense.
It's just sad. I never would have thought we would be standing here discussing this right now. Honestly, if you want the truth, I never thought this discussion or this event or this day would be taking place.
Why are we even having it?
Why are we even here? I mean, I'm 36 and I look around and I can't even recognize things hardly. I know. I mean, I don't know. It's sad.
Imagine
Sad state.
We're 70 years old. We've had the best of America that's ever had to offer.
I'm going to tell you.
Unfortunately, our grandchildren aren't going to see that.
No. And that's a very big concern, I'm going to get y'all just so I can thank y'all for coming. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. He was very nice. He did not ask any angry, mean questions. Whew. All right, guys. Y'all see all that? Oh, that was bad.
You okay?
Yeah, I want her name. I've never seen her before. I want her name, huh? I need something.
I don't know when they're going to show the news report, but you can catch it and catch her name there.
Yeah, I've never seen her, and y'all, I do this all the time.
She was with
I don't know who she's with. PBA, Public Broadcast. Oh, I guess she's with PBA.
That's why.
She's not 16.
Fantastic.
Oh, Channel 16. Yay. Okay.
This guy was 16, but the guy that was with her had a public broadcasting logo on. MPB. Well, I was looking at her tag at the bottom.
Senator Josh Harkins, I guess you're watching this live feed. I'm not sure. I did just get your text. I'll respond as soon as I can. Elva, that would be every single channel, every newspaper. They're all here.
What you do when you don't get no
Well, Lisa, I'm going to bet that that interview went a whole lot different than ours just did.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was no fun. You want, no, sit down right here. I'll get up. Sit down. Yeah, sit down. Just if they call us back in, just remind me to get my stuff because I will totally forget. Ooh, she got, ooh. Lord have mercy. She made me mad. I've never seen her, not at session, not at the Capitol, never. I don't know who she is. You know, she just, oh, is that who she is? Kelly, will you look up who that reporter was to the right of me if you got to see it? And she's with Jackson Free Press, please. You can text it to me or post it. I don't care. Ross Adams better be nice. I did.
How many total kids do you have?
How many what?
How many kids total do you have? Just curious.
5.
Okay.
I have 5.
And I don't think I was recording when I got your name.
Are they opening up?
Can I get you to spell it again?
It's CHERAMIE, and then the middle name is KAY. Last name is Bills, BILLS.
How do you pronounce it?
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ross. Hello, Josh Harkins. I just got your text. Thank you, Senator. Oh, the media. Elva said, "Hey, Carol."
Hey, how come she's not here?
I don't know. Carol said, "Hey, Elva." Yeah, Elisa, I would have to completely agree with you on that one. Very, very, very liberal and biased. Y'all gone? Thank y'all so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Great job.
Thank you. Nice to meet y'all. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all be careful going home. See you soon. Thank y'all. Some awesome patriots leaving. They're from Vicksburg. Can't remember. No, that's not Jack.
I didn't think it was.
Oh, Miss Linda, thank you. I hope so. I'm sure they'll cut half of it off. I'm so glad I was live streaming because what's probably going to go out to the media world will not be that. I will tell you, though, Jeff Pender was very nice. And he did not ask any of those very ugly, provoking, angry, mean questions. So he gets a check mark today and a star. And yes, I just sat down on the floor. I'm still trying to calm down. I would turn it around on me, but I'm a little angry. Yes, sir. Ask. I'm not. Oh, I'm not going to go ask. She don't really like me. We're still here, Randy. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good turnout. There's days, and he's a patriot right there, and then Mike Clark, and I like Jeff too. I'm gonna tell you what, he came up to me afterwards when I was trying to calm down. I think Mike still had the iPad, and I said, I was saying that the media provokes, and they asked horrible questions. But anyways, and he came up to me and said, I didn't ask you anything like that at all, and I wouldn't. So he was really nice. Oh, James, thank you. I'm just doing the right thing, or trying to. About lost it a minute ago. And I'm sure that's the part that'll get put on TV. I apologize. Y'all know after this live stream is over, y'all can share it, and they can watch it from the beginning to the end so that the truth can get out. I'm going to tell you one thing Jeff did say, and another reporter said, is that the way that we presented it, and was just saying that it was more of an agenda than anything, and it's not about what they're saying it is. They said it really made them think. And look at it from a different angle, because that's not the way it's been being portrayed across the nation. And that's true. It's not. It's an agenda. Hello. Anyways, Josh Harkins, you on your way up here, sir? Just saying. Just asking. Randy, who needs security? Me or her? Yep, agenda. Oh, thank you, Karen. I didn't know. I felt myself slipping and I tried. But I don't know if y'all could hear everything they were saying and asking. It was just, some of it was below the belt. It was horrible. Oh yeah, she's here, Elva, and Randy. That may need to be discussed at a later time, because I think I just made a few more enemies. Anyways, but I got some brothers here. Josh Harkins is on with us, guys. He's watching the live stream. So, and he signed all the paperwork and everything. Thank you, Senator Harkins, for doing that. Greatly appreciate it. As soon as I can, I will text you back. Yeah, they were awful. You're right, Elisa. Trying. What? Jackson Free Press? Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Sound like bubblegum talking.
Oh, thank y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, they probably are, Marcia. And if so, that's cool. We'll just sit here all night. I don't know. But as time progresses on, I reckon. I don't know that I need to speak to her again. Not after what she said as she was walking off. I think if we come in contact again together, I'm going to need to put this down. Oh, you want to hear too? Hang on.
Let me get my good ear though.
Yeah, and I just told her she might want to continue walking. Well, that's good. Y'all need to... I love you, Elisa. Oh, that's funny, Elva. Yeah. I would never make it into office, Randy. Assassinated immediately. Oh, what did she say to me? Okay, I guess I'll tell y'all. It's a little embarrassing. Thanks for the shoes. What she said to me was, where was I a nurse at? And I told her it was none of her business, because I don't know her. I've never seen her before. And she told me that it needed to be her business and everybody else's, because obviously with my views on the transgender situation, I was a danger to society. So I hope she makes that little call to the State Board of Nursing. That ought to be fun. Whatever. Don't care. No, I can't do that, James. I got to be nice. Take the high road. Thank you, Miss Gail. Elva, that's not a bad idea. guarantee you by tonight I'll know everything about her. Yeah, that's really what she said. Yeah, she was hateful. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. She looked like a student and she acted like a not nice individual. So, whatever. It is what it is. This isn't a popular deal.
Never mind, I'm not going there. It's 4:07. When I got here, it was about 3:25. Everybody was out. I guess about
Well, that's going to be funny, Elisa. I'll tell her good luck. It sure did, Fred. That's kind of how I took it, too. And thankfully, I think somebody else got it. Oh, poor little thing. She really doesn't have power. She has no clue what power is. Obviously, she follows the agenda and pushes it. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. That was not easy. Yes. No, I'll get it in a minute. I just know she's Jackson Free Press, and I'll pull it up. Jeff Pender was going to go work on getting it. Thank you, Kelly. Now we got it. Are we done? Are we opening back up to the public? Oh, Elisa, that'll only be the 4th year in a row I've been through an audit. They don't like me, remember? Oh, me neither, Gary, but I think she was a little surprised. Sorry, I know, I'm just trying to give them something else to look at since they can see everybody's still sitting out here continually waiting. Hey, y'all remember him? I mean, he's at the Capitol with us all the time. Him, that guy right there. Yeah, he wasn't very nice. Didn't say you, though. See, there's a difference.
Yep, there is. I agree.
It's being live streamed, and I have said you were nice, and I have it to where it can be viewed. I hope you don't chop the interview up, but, you know, we'll see when it hits the air. But you didn't say any of that, you know. It is what it is. Things can't be hidden. That's how we got into half of this to begin with, to tell you the truth. I mean, seriously, Obamacare? Come on. That's not working good. Even the people that voted for it that didn't even know what it was are saying it was so bad. Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Barry. I will, and we'll let you know. Thank you, Kelly. I sure hope so too, James. If not, I did bring a charger. Just in case. There aren't any legislators here that I've seen. Nope. Nah. Unless one or two slipped past me, but I haven't seen any. Oh, see, I think Miss Rita had a problem with the lady too from Jackson Free Press. I'm telling you, she was very ugly. Oh, yippee. Thank you, Kelly.
Got your charger?
Yeah, I got my charger. Mine's still alive right now, I think. I'm scared to touch anything to see what the battery amount is. What could they possibly be discussing in this executive committee? I mean, literally.
How to get away from an angry mob.
There's more than just one here. And there can be a lot more than just us here. I'm just saying, this is crazy. I'm so glad I kept the live feed up. Well, Miss Marcia, you may very well be right. I hate that it will be late. I guess they need to consult with the people in Greenwood who thought the courthouse closed at 5 there too when I was counting votes, doing an audit, and they tried to wait me out. I think we left there about 8:15, maybe, that night. Completely agreed, Beth. Gary, you're probably right. Oh, Lisa, I surely hope not. That wouldn't be good. Well, here's one of the little security gentlemen. I'm not sure he's one of the ones that made us clear out, so maybe he's going to let us back in. I don't know. We'll see what he has to say, or if he does. Ross Adams is a little upset. Nope, he didn't have anything to say. Well, thank you. Thank you. It would have probably gone a little smoother had 7 of them not attacked us at one time. There was a lot of them over there. Well, there were some that didn't have a camera. They had a mic piece, and they just put it forward. But, you know, when you're passionate about something...
None of those reporters ever turned to me and said, what do you think about it?
No, of course not. Why? I don't know. Because that's the way it is.
I'm the face of the Black Lives Matter.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
Civil
And God
rights
forbid.
comparison.
Yeah, civil rights comparison, I forgot. But what happened to our rights? It's like everybody else can have rights in this country and in this state now here lately, except for Christians, conservatives, we the people. I mean,
I was trying to hold the baby in case.
I know. Mike didn't know. I know. What does that mean? How come? You can file I know. Thank you. Do you want to deliver to that one or not? I think you should. Not me. Well, this just got more interesting. when they open the door back up to the public, that if we raise our voice or continue to talk or anything like that, they're going to file charges against us for disorderly conduct and whatever else. So just so you're aware, that was what was just said to everyone out here. You're right. Good old-fashioned intimidation tactics, which is, I'm on live feed, so, which is junk. It's not fair. But then again, if you look around, not much is lately, so. Wesley Wilson, you are very, very correct. I just got your text. I'm not sure he has that bone in his body, to be honest. Yeah, of course, trying to silence us. I wonder how long they can hold you. Where am I? Clinton? That's ridiculous. You know, it'd be really nice if the governor or somebody would, you know, come in here and back some of us up. I'm just saying, if y'all could, you know, get that message to anyone, especially since intimidation tactics are being used now.
What if I don't want to go to the bathroom?
You're welcome, Robert. Thank y'all. Dear Lord, is that even really a charge? I mean, seriously? Oh, and they didn't even directly tell me. They directly told some of the people that are with me. They didn't want to directly tell me. What's even funnier is that Dace is telling Mike Clark right now, so we'll see how well that goes over. Yeah, Gary, you're exactly right. So I guess if we just stay quiet and follow the agenda, you're exactly right, James. They really can't. And I guess what they want is for us to just be silent and do what they say. Y'all know, thank you, Kelly. Y'all know that's going to be a bit difficult. But for those of you that were ranking, you know that I don't get stupid, so. Well, good news is several of our legislators are attorneys, so I guess if this does go down, one of them that signed the letter and did all this could step up. That's correct, Elisa. And how well do I work with intimidation? Thank you, Kelly. guess at some point they'll finally get that. I don't know. There's really no telling. It doesn't seem like they get much of anything, to tell you the truth. I don't think they care. As long as they can do what they want to do. I don't know. But this is ridiculous. That's correct, Elisa. Not well at all. And here we are, still sitting and waiting. Oh, look. One of them's moving. Maybe we're going to do something. I really don't know, Gail. I really hope so, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I know this. We cannot continue to sit back and do nothing. And I'm not saying y'all, because the ones of y'all on here, I know you are. But I know that if we continue to allow this, it's only going to get 10 times worse. Oh, thank you, Elisa. At least I'll look pretty in jail, I guess. Just kidding, just kidding. Till they put those stripes on. Thank you, Kelly. I hope that they do that.
Are you streaming on YouTube?
I'm live streaming on Facebook. They just started that. I don't know. It's pretty nice. I like it.
I can't find you anywhere.
Oh, Lord. No, they're probably not streaming it, Ken, until 5 or 6. Thank you, Beth. Please share it on Chris McDaniel's wall. Melanie Sojourner would be good too. If anybody could post it there. Any of our conservative legislators, this would be fantastic. Thank you so much, Mike Clark. Here, let me put that here. Put it in front of the camera so everybody can see it. Mike found this just like Kelly did.
No, Kelly sent it to me.
Oh, Kelly sent it. Thank you, Kelly. This is the
Hold on, please give you the
the
picture.
ugly one that was ugly to it. I didn't mean ugly literally. I mean that was rude. Thank you, Bobby. Yep, that's her. There she is right there. Let me zoom in on her for you in case you didn't get to see her. That was the one. Yep, there she is. Not a nice lady. Misdemeanor. That means I can 250 and be out. Oh, she's a track. What is she? Hold on. Track staff member. Cool. All right. Yep, that's her. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Randy. I love that. Trust me, that will be out everywhere. Well, misdemeanors, that's good. I really hate being threatened. Sorry, y'all gotta keep looking there. I'm just a little ill, so I know my face can show and I don't want to look negative, but it's kind of negative everywhere. Oh, there's the guy that threatened. You see him? Well, the back of him anyways. That's him. They're devising their little plan. There he is. Just so you're aware.
Executive session, when they go into executive session, they talk about specific items that are on the table. They open the meeting back up and talk about decisions from that. Why did they invite us? To come in to understand what the meeting was about. When they go into executive session, so they will discuss the talking points, not to open it up to discussion.
So are they going to open this up to us?
Yes, they will open it back up. Sir, I don't control it.
But he has an attitude, and that's okay.
So I'm saying I don't control the time. When they're done, they'll open the door back up, and let everybody know.
Come on, mommy, you're not shit.
That's yet to be seen. That's part of politics.
See, we pay for the seats, we pay their salaries, and that's our schools that you're talking about. So there is no, it's not like this is like.
I want somebody to find out who he is, if you can run him through, or if anybody recognizes him, I don't know. But he's the one that just laid down the intimidation tactics.
Let me ask you something. I'm trying to teach these guys. And I have to leave. What would happen to
You have to leave. Because
No.
what,
How would we leave?
sir, I'm not going to sit here and have this discussion. I understand, and I'm not trying to give you, I'm not responsible for giving you those.
No, I'm asking you. How would we be removed?
I was just listening to you talk about the better of people. I just wanted to hear it.
Everybody that came here sat in the seats and we're not going to be removed.
I don't know what that circumstance would be, sir.
Would they arrest people or would they just?
I'm sure you'd be removed from the property by law enforcement. I'm quite certain. Because what would be asked of you would be considered disorderly conduct, and disorderly conduct would have been what you would be charged with, ultimately. Or you just leave.
And so then we would be able to.
And then you've been.
But then, this is what I want you to understand. But then we would be able to adjudicate in court.
Sure.
The fact that we did not have the access to.
Sorry, I gotta go here for just a minute.
All I know is his last name.
What was his last name?
Brooks.
His last name is Brooks. Did I just hear him correctly say that if we were asked to leave?
No, they can't.
That we would be removed by law
What you need to
enforcement?
do is you need to have the people that you know in the beginning don't mind, like me. They can arrest me as many times as they want. There's nothing happening in my life where I need to have security clearance or any of that kind of baloney. So arrest me, feed me. By the way, I need to see
it's
doctor.
3 squares a day. I mean, you need to go to the
I need to
doctor,
see the
right?
doctor.
You're a
Every day.
veteran. Let's not even get started on veteran benefits right now.
You need to go.
So,
Go get something.
Brooks, yes.
But see, you got to have a better plan than what you got right now because you're not
You do.
getting into
Carol, you do not need to go to
dynamics.
jail. You've got a husband that needs you to take care of him.
Nobody should have left.
No.
Nobody should have left.
No.
And let me give you
Well,
four
I
examples.
wasn't going to. I just wanted to know.
Let me give you
why.
4 examples. Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, Duck Dynasty, and Bundy Ranch. When the people stand up,
Yep.
they back down.
They back down.
Because they can't arrest you on camera. It looks terrible.
Yeah, camera. Yeah, you're right.
Who are they dragging out? The little girl? Really?
I know.
Really?
That's going to look really bad.
Make a clip? Do you think that would be on the news?
Well, it'll be on the live stream, at least. At least.
The father, the mother, and the little girl, do you think that would be on the news? You understand what I'm saying? If we haven't been effective till now, we don't have any membership, we don't have any money, we don't have any future, we don't have any plan, and we don't have a plan to have a future. Not in the way it's been organized right now.
I don't know who the guy is or who pulled his strings, but somebody is. There's another guy, Kelly. I'm going to pan in on him if I can. Can you tell me who the guy in the blue shirt is? I know him from somewhere, or if anybody can. Right there. Yeah, I guess so, Elisa. And Kenny said that he would willingly go because right now he doesn't have much going on. But the guy in blue, that's about as close as I can get to him. For some reason, this live feed on my end is saying that it's going to end in 1 minute from live feeding. I don't know if there's a timeout for this. So if it ends, I will restart another feed. It's not that my battery's dead. Not yet. If it's 8 o'clock tonight, it may be. But anyways, so if it does cut off, then I'll restart it. Thank you, Josh Harkins. Senator Josh Harkins. Appreciate it. Why do I know him? Gail, you may need to click on the screen on the eye. There's somewhere that somebody was talking about